Welcome back to the sanctuary of deep analysis and untold stories. You are watching whatever you need. In the relentless machinery of the television industry, stories are often treated as disposable commodities. They are launched with fanfare, consumed in fragments, and discarded the moment the numbers dip. But occasionally, a story arrives that defies the cold logic of the ratings. It captures a pulse, however faint, and leaves a mark that lingers long after the screen goes black. If you are the kind of viewer who looks beyond the surface, who seeks the soul behind the script, you have found your home. Before we dissect the emotional wreckage and the hidden beauty of the Karpinti finale, I invite you to become a pillar of our community. Please subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell so you never miss a beat of these unfolding dramas, and if you truly value the rigorous, independent storytelling we strive for, consider clicking the join button. Your membership is the lifeblood that allows us to treat these stories with the dignity they deserve. Today, we are taking a closer look behind the scenes of the series Karpinti. It was a show that made a seismic impact in a short time, only to be cut down in its prime. We will discuss the big hidden detail in the final episode that has everyone talking, the brutally honest reasons for its cancellation, and Kerem Bürsin's much-discussed, classy farewell statement. Why did a show with such high potential end at episode 13? What does that poster scene really mean? And what was really happening behind the cameras? If you're ready, let's embark on a deep dive into the emotional cardiac arrest of Karpinti. To understand the tragedy of the ending, we must first revisit the hope of the beginning. Karpinti was not just another drama, it was positioned as one of the crown jewels of the new season. When the project was first announced, the industry held its breath. The ingredients were all there for a masterpiece, a creative concept centered on the visceral, high-stakes world of heart transplantation, a cast that blended veteran power with fresh talent, and the highly anticipated return of Kerem Bürsin to television screens after a long hiatus. At the time of its launch, the hype was palpable. Kerem Bürsin's portrayal of Aras Alkan, Melek's grieving cousin, was a revelation. Aras was a character built on contradictions, initially approaching Asli with anxiety, distance, and even anger, only to find himself unraveling in the face of her resilience. Bürsin's performance was widely praised on social media, with critics noting that he brought a fresh, mature perspective to the dramatic role, shedding the skins of his previous romantic comedy personas. And then there was Lizge Kamert. As Asli, the driving force of the story, she delivered a performance defined by fragility and stubborn hope. Critics labeled her a brilliant talent, capable of holding her own against giants. With Denise Kakir playing the fierce, secretly ambitious mother Hülya, and Sibel Taşıglı delivering a powerhouse performance as the grieving mother Tulan, the acting foundation was rock solid. So, where did it go wrong? The world of television is cruel, and nowhere is it crueler than in the ratings war. Even large budgets, ambitious teams, and stellar scripts are sometimes not enough to save a series from the guillotine. Karpinti suffered precisely that fate. The series was slotted into Sunday nights, a graveyard for new productions. It found itself caught in a pincer movement between two titans, the organization Teşkilat, an action juggernaut with a loyal, impenetrable audience base built over years, and Imposters Sodakarlar, a sleek, fast-paced production that captured the younger demographic with lightning speed. Sandwiched between these two giants, Karpinti struggled to breathe. Although social media engagement was paradoxically high, with hashtags trending weekly and fan edits flooding TikTok, the traditional ratings did not reflect this digital fervor. In the brutal EU group rankings, it often lagged behind, sometimes landing in the last place. Viewers and critics alike began to point out the flaws. The pacing was described by some as too dramatic, a slow burn in an era that demands an explosion every 15 minutes. In a market saturated with high-octane content, the quiet, melancholic rhythm of Karpinti was seen by the general mass audience as a disadvantage. Furthermore, we must acknowledge the seismic shift in viewing habits. The young audience that adored Kerem and Lizge has migrated to digital platforms. They tweet, they share, but they do not watch live TV. And in the archaic system of ratings, a tweet does not count as a view. Thus, despite a strong story, the numbers dictated the end. I want to pause here and ask you, the industry analysts of our community, do you think the rating system is broken? Should social media impact save a show from cancellation? Pause the video, write your thoughts on the digital versus traditional war in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video if you believe quality matters more than numbers. But even in defeat, Karpinti managed a final stroke of genius. The series had to say goodbye with its 13th episode, a number often associated with bad luck, but in this case, it marked a perfect circle. As soon as the credits rolled on the finale, Twitter X was literally buzzing. The hashtag Karpinti became a global trending topic, driven not by anger at the cancellation, but by awe at a specific directorial choice. We are talking about the poster scene. Why is everyone talking about this? Because it conveyed two powerful, subliminal messages to the audience. Visual integrity, it signaled that the story ended exactly as it began. The narrative arc was closed not with a cliffhanger, but with a return to the source. Symbolic destiny. The poster, which we had looked at for months, was revealed to be a prophecy. It was a summary of the characters' fates, hidden in plain sight from day one. These details usually go unnoticed by the casual viewer, but here, the execution was so clear and so emotional that it became a viral sensation. Social media users shared side-by-side comparisons within minutes. Animating the poster at the end was such a classy touch, wrote one fan. The series may not have lasted longer, but it reminded itself of itself, noted another. It was like the whole story was completed in that moment. This small but effective touch eased the pain of the finale. It transformed a cancellation into a completed work of art. In the aftermath of the decision, the cast took to social media to say their goodbyes. But one statement resonated louder than the rest. Kerem Bürsin, a man known for his transparency and grace, did not express bitterness. He did not blame the channel, the writers, or the competitors. Instead, he offered a masterclass in professionalism. He said, "Of course, it's up to the audience to appreciate it. It's not for me to comment. My teammates and I did our best to convey it to the audience." This statement quickly became a trending topic in its own right. In an industry where egos often run rampant, these words displayed a humility that is rare. He acknowledged the supreme power of the viewer. He accepted the verdict without complaint. Social media users commented, "Kerem showed his modesty again. The man has great respect for his work, that's why he's loved." The series was short, but Kerem's performance was worth it. Liz Comrade also posted a heartfelt message, bidding farewell to Asli, the character that proved her potential as a leading lady. Deniz Kakir emphasized the team spirit, stating, "Having this team was a great opportunity," reminding us that the bonds formed on set often outlast the show itself. Despite the gloom of the ratings, sources tell us that the atmosphere on the set of Karpinti was remarkably lively until the very end. There were rumors of an age gap controversy when the casting was first announced, but behind the scenes, the reality was one of profound professional harmony. It has been said many times that the energy of Kerem Bürsin and Liz Comrade meshed incredibly well. They found a rhythm that transcended the script, a mentorship-turned partnership that translated into palpable chemistry on screen. Furthermore, the dynamic between the veteran actresses, Deniz Kakir and Sibel Taşyaglu, was a sight to behold. Fans on social media often commented, "I wish these two strong female characters had clashed more," recognizing the sparks that flew whenever these two shared a frame. The set was a place of creativity, not despair, which makes the premature ending all the more tragic. We must accept that not all series are meant to last for dozens of episodes. Some productions are like short stories rather than novels, brief, intense, and unforgettable. Karpinti is exactly such a production. In just 13 episodes, it delivered intense emotions, powerful performances, and a dramatic story about the literal and metaphorical transfer of a heart. It gave us a stunning visual atmosphere and a journey that, while short, was undeniably amazing. Of course, it is a shame the series didn't achieve the ratings it hoped for. Had it aired on a different day, with fewer competitors, or perhaps started with a faster pace, we might be discussing a season finale today rather than a series finale. But in the world of television, being in the right place at the right time is everything. However, the poster scene, the actors' solid performances, Kerem Bürsin's mature portrayal, and the outpouring of support on social media allowed Karpinti to leave its mark. It is remembered now not as a failure, but as a series that chose the wrong day but concluded with the right ending. Thank you for diving deep into this story with us on Whatever You Need. If you were one of the loyal viewers of Karpinti, leave a heart emoji in the comments to show your love for the cast. Share this video to keep the memory of the show alive. And please, click that join button to support our channel as we continue to tell the stories behind the screens. Until next time, remember, even a short story can have a perfect ending. Goodbye.